Drop some fire emojis if you're excited for the session today. And if you have had a great day, just drop some fire emojis. Drop some fire emojis. Yeah, the theme of this year, it's let's grow forever. So if you want to grow, you have to be very strategic, and you know where you're going, and you have systems. You have systems that you can be able to follow. And I believe a good number of us attended the Kickstart session that was happening in January, before we went to Rwanda. And we learned that having a system of something that you can follow through, something that we can have is the whole of Forever Kenya doing together. When you talk about recruiting, when you talk about duplication, when you talk about training, we are all speaking one language. We have that harmony, we have that unity. We're really going to go far. We are going to go far in a way that when you bring in a new person, whatever I'm saying, it's the same thing that Kasema is saying, it's the same thing that Angelina is saying. I'm just reading the people that I'm seeing on my screen. It's the same thing that Zainab is saying, Imelda is saying, Cecilia Wamboy. We are all speaking one language. That's why we sat as leaders and thought, what if we just come up with something that we can be able to, something that is simple, duplicable, and something that we can all follow, so that we can be able to have bazooka. Watu wenye walikuwa Rwanda, you understand what I mean by bazooka. Someone type down, type on the chat box, bazooka 2025. If you know what bazooka is, ni ile yani yenye if you want to demolish a building or anything, you just shoot one shot and it's down. So someone to type bazooka 2025. If you're looking to grow, if you're looking for a way that we can be able to have, massive growth as, Forever Kenya, we need to have a system that we can all work together. Yeah, drop those bazooka 2025. As long as you believe that your business is going to be, to be different, it's going to explode, it's going to be, explosive this year, just type down bazooka 2025. And without, wasting any time, let me introduce myself again. So my name is James Gituku, a manager in the business. And I'll be taking us through the duplicating system, what I would call airtight duplication system, in a way that when you bring in a new person, from the day they step in or from the day they say yes to the business, up to a point where now you leave them to be independent, they can be fully independent. You want to eradicate this thing of, my upline never taught me this. I don't know how to do one-to-one. I don't know how this is done. I did not understand the catalog. I did not understand the marketing plan. Some funny questions that come out, later. You get someone is a supervisor, but they're asking a question that you're looking at them and you're like, this is something you needed to know when you are very new in the business. Yeah, you needed to know the company policy. You needed to know how things are done. You needed to understand our business, the products, everything. So that now when you're asking ourselves, questions in the groups and everything, it's coming from a point of exchanging ideas, not really being clueless that you don't know what you're doing, but you are independent, or you sleep well, or you wake up very, confidently to work on your business, knowing that the people that you brought into the business, they can actually work even when you're not there. They can actually be able to run their show even when you're not there. You're not always, holding their hands, do this, fanya hii, because when you have that, people, depending on you every day, you can't really grow. You can't even focus on having, initiatives of having ideas, coming up with new ideas to grow your team, to grow business, coming up with, different trainings. That creativity will be killed because you are repeating the same thing every day. Ama inakuwa ni kama unabeba watu na mgongo kila siku. So we want to have that independence in our business in a way that every person, from someone who has joined 3 weeks ago, 1 week ago, 3 months ago, they are all in the same page because we are doing something that is uniform to everyone. So without further ado, allow me to share my screen as I share the, let me see which one I'm starting with. Yeah, so I'm starting with what we would call someone who has decided to start with a mini combo. So I want to believe that you guys can see my screen. If you can see my screen, just type 1. I'll check on the chat box. Type 1 if you can see my screen. Perfect, 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 perfect. So as you can see, it's written down a Forever Kenya duplication system for a mini combo. So who knows how much someone needs to get started? That is, like when you join into the system, the first order. I know we are allowed sometimes, we do, someone joins and does a small order, aloe vera gel. Sometimes someone is a preferred customer, they just buy a deodorant, tooth gel, aloe lip. But before that, there was a system that we used to do. There was a minimum order for a new person. Who knows how much it is? Like when you go and ask Faith, when you go and ask Chiri, when you go and ask Lois, how much I'm supposed to, how much for an order for a new person, typically new person. You have opened their number right now. How much? Let me see if you guys have ideas. 12K, I can see Abby saying 12K, 10,500, 12,000. Keep dropping them. Drop them. I know there's someone who is clueless right now. They're like, hiya, hiyo sijaisikia, because we have the online system where people sometimes now buy the deodorant. Sometimes someone can just buy a C9 and aloe vera gel. Sign 12, yeah, it may increase because of the price and everything. Yeah, so with 12,000, when a new person is joining your system, let's stop shooting ourselves in the foot. Let's start talking the same language. You want someone to start with something that is, first of all, minimum order, CCP yenye iko juu kidogo, so that you can be able to have a progress. Now imagine if you had just around maybe 4 people doing that order. That is a 2cc, a clean 2cc on its own, or close to 2cc. That is someone who is buying probably a tri-pack. You can add a tooth gel there, a deodorant there. And you see, if you have at least 5 people starting as a mini combo, because they can be able to build up. For you to move to assistant supervisor, if you decide to go the shorter way, the longer way of accumulating orders, they're just supposed to do at least maybe 4 orders. But when you tell them you can just start with a deodorant, an aloe lip, how many aloe lips do you need to do for you to achieve 2cc in 2 months? It's a crazy amount of aloe lips. How many tooth gels do you need to sell? So when we are selling ourselves short and we just say, okay, yeah, of course, our business is free to get a number. Registering to get a number is quite free. But now for someone to start a business, they have goals. You're looking at yourself. They're telling you they want to buy a phone. Some of them, they want to have some savings. They want to get money to take care of their children. They want to clear debts and everything. But if you start with something so small, even if you are to start any business, let's even take a business, hata ikuwe ni biashara, hata kuuza hata smoky. You cannot start with just buying one smoky. You cannot start with buying one egg, my boilo. Even hata wale some of wamama wenye tunaona wakiuza hata maybe mahindi choma in Nairobi. I know mahindi choma, but mahindi chemsha. You cannot start with mahindi moja. You have to have a stock. And when you teach people having a stock, the point of also using the products itakujia hapo. So from today, let's shift to, don't just tell someone you just come and start the business, you're going to figure out, si lazima ununue product. That's why tunakuwa tumeweka. You see, in our system, it's very simple. Use the products, share the products, and then share the business and coach and duplicate the same thing. But now sometimes we get to a point where we eradicate the point of using the products. And they're also buying this mini combo, the 12,000 right now. Some of the products, it's for them to use. If they buy 3 aloe vera gels, 1 is for usage. If they buy 3 tooth gels, 1 is for usage. And in fact, you look for a way that some of our fast selling products, there's no way a new person will join your business and they continue using any other toothpaste from there, from out there. They're using a different deodorant. I don't know the lip balm, what they're using, all these things. Uso anajipaka lotion sijui ni ya wapi. Once they join in, they're plugging into a system. They're joining. When you go to a place, when you go to a culture, you have to blend in. You have to do what they do. You eat what they eat. You have to dress the way they dress. So when you come to Forever, you have to brush your teeth with what we brush with here. You have to apply, your armpits cannot be applied with another thing from out there. If you have embraced this business and you want to grow your business, you want to grow, you want to achieve your dreams in our business, you have to first of all embrace what we do. That's why they are going to come to the trainings. That's why they are going to start the same to speak the same language that we speak. If you have an event, if you have a dress code, they follow what we do. So why not make them actually use the products? Let them start there. So a mini combo. So now from today, let's start being advocates of people starting with a mini combo if they cannot get the combo, but you're going to get there. So now let's assume someone doesn't have the money for the entire combo, but they can be able to get the 12,000. Perfect. So when you're starting this is the process that you're going to be taking through your prospects. So of course, once someone joins, they're interested in your business, maybe it's your friend that you've invited, you've gotten them from online, anywhere. So the very first thing that you need to do is one-to-one. You need to do a one-to-one with them. There's going to be a very interactive session. I want to see type one on the chat box if you have a one-to-one, a physical one-to-one. If you have bought the one-to-one pale kwa Lois pale in the office. I can see Linda Sungu, I can see Florence, I can see Brenda, Regina. Nice. So if you don't have a one-to-one, unaona watu wakitype one, unashangaa one-to-one ni nini? That is another reason why you get maybe your business is not growing the way you want it to. So you can do this one-to-one. It's just an outline. You see what we do in the BOMs. Now just a summary of what they're going to, of who is forever. And also one-to-one is more of getting to know your prospect. What do they want? Where are they coming from? What is their story? Why are they interested to join your business? And also you share your story, other people's story, you connect, share some few insights about the business and what they can be able to achieve as you continue to the next level. So the first thing that you do for a new person, a very new person, it's a one-to-one. It can be physical, it can be online, a Zoom, it can be a WhatsApp call. Yeah, you can do it on a WhatsApp call, a video call. These days, you can even share with a video call, WhatsApp video call. You can share a document like this one, or a pre-recorded video. You can have a pre-recorded video which you are going to be advocating and creating so that you can be able to blend in and share your own story, where you started, what you've liked about Forever This Far, and just advocating for the business in your own way. And then you qualify the prospect using the following questions after the business exposure. That is the first thing that you take them through. Once you take umepitisha mtu one-to-one, sometimes you get people start asking questions, umeipenda, how have you seen the business? What do you think about it? That is a very vague question, and it opens up to a customer, to a prospect telling you, let me go and think about it, and then I'm going to tell you. No, that's what not you tell these people. You start with something like, what did you like best, based on what I've just showed you. You've just taken through them a one-to-one. Just want to get their reviews and get this prospect. Where are they? And then you tell them on a scale of 1 to 10. I hope you're taking notes, and I'm going to be explaining now in our forever way so that you get to understand how you're going to be posing these questions. It's not a must that you get word by word. You can put it in your own words, but just maintain the context of the whole process of asking these questions, because you get asking quality questions, people joining the business, or even customers using your products or buying from you, is actually based on how good you are in asking questions, and let them talk as much as they can. So you ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, based on what I've just showed you, where are you? One being you have zero interest, and 10 being you are ready to get started this very second or right now. So they're going to tell you. They can tell you I'm someone who is not ready. They can tell you 1. They can tell you it's a 2. They can tell you it's a 3. Someone who is excited, they can tell you around 5 to 6. Someone who is giving you 5 and above, 5, 6, 7, on a scale of 1 to 10, uko wapi? Unaona uko wapi in terms of kuanza biashara. They tell you a 5, that's a very good place to start. So if they give you a 2, or they give you a 3 or a 4, that is someone who is not ready to start hapo chini. Tunaongelea below 50%. So you can tell them hypothetically, if you get started with this business, how much will you need to make a month for you, to make this worth your time, this business? Hypothetically, just saying. If you are to join, even someone who actually told you it's a 3, just tell them hypothetically, if you are to join, if you are to start this business, how much would you need to make in a month for you to give it, your time, or to consider something that you can be able to do? They tell you. Then when they tell you that how much, you ask them the next question. It's a question that is, it's simultaneous, zinafuatana. How many hours a week realistically will you commit to develop that amount monthly income? They tell you probably 50,000. They want to make 50,000, a month. So you ask them how many hours a week per day, anaweza kuwa na work, probably someone who is working. How many hours are they willing to be putting in every day? Maybe it's the evening hours, the morning hours, they tell you. So how many months will you be willing to work those 3 hours probably a week to develop that 50,000 income a month? They also tell you, nakwambia, maybe in 3 months. People are going to be realistic as you're following through. Now, this is the part that you're also writing down. You as the person who introduced them into the business. We're also going to have a session now to take us through how we do this one-to-one, how you connect with this person. By the time you're asking these questions, mtu alishakwambia, they have already told you what they want, what their goal is, and what is pushing them to come to your business. So when you're asking these questions, you're connecting to the prospect. One-to-one is all about connecting and knowing this prospect. What are their dreams in life? What are their goals in life? What are the challenges that they are facing in life? What do they want? Why did they even come to you in the first place to ask you about the business? Then now you finish with, if I would show you how to develop that 50,000 monthly, for example, income, working 3 hours a week over the next 6 months, would you be ready to get started? You see, probably that's someone who already told you they are at 8. They are ready to get started right now. Some of them, they're even going to tell you that they're at 10. They are ready to get started right away. Don't you skip this process. It's going to help you. As you're writing down, you're like a consultant. A consultant, when you're telling them something, or even a doctor, they're always writing something down. You're noting down, so that now when you're recommending, you have them in mind. It's custom made for them. So you are going to know that James wanted 50,000, but Charity wanted 100,000. So you're going, and the time, everything has to make sense, including the time and everything. Now you can be able to correct them after all this. If someone told you that they wanted to make 1 million in the next 6 months, they're willing to put in one hour. Okay, typically when you look at, you can make 1 million within 3 months, but you have to be a very big celebrity who can just promote products, promote the business, and all of a sudden people join your business. But for average people like you and I, who are not celebrities based on something and everything, that we have that huge following, that would not really make a lot of sense. But you have to tell them, just to adjust them now to come to reality of how or what it would take for them to be able to make that amount of time. That amount of money in regards to ile time yenye amekuambia. So you can be able to understand. You can be able to understand someone, so that now, sometimes people have big goals, but when it comes to the work, they are not realistic on now the amount of work they're supposed to put in to be able to get there. And you see, probably someone who is typically new. There's no one who comes in our business and they are, unless probably they're coming from another business that is based on what we do typically, but they have to learn new things of how we do everything. That skill set, that learning curve will sometimes hinder someone from achieving big things at once. So pole, you have to be realistic with them. So the next thing is now closing with an upline manager or any other person applicable to the prospect. So now what we want to do, or what I'm trying to guide us to do, is that we move out of the way, that we are the one who is explaining everything. You are the system, you are everything. No, let's start using tools. And tools, sometimes, okay, not even sometimes, but your upline and your crossline, someone who inspire you, or someone who has a story that is applicable to a certain prospect, that is a tool. Use someone. Probably someone joins your business. She's a teacher, he or she is a teacher, but a teacher in business. That is a very good person who is doing well. That is a very good person now to call in, to be able to come and they're just adding more fire to this person, or an assurance that, I'm a teacher. There's another teacher in the business who is also doing this business. Good. I'm a lawyer. We also have another lawyer in this business who is doing well. A doctor who is also doing well in the business. Now, when they come in and share their story, how they do, how they juggle around, doing their work and doing the business, and what they like about this business, and what is helping them to, to achieve alongside their job, that is amazing. A student, someone who is doing it full time, whatever. Even sometimes it's about the challenges that you're faced. Probably just had someone share their story in a BUM, and you're like, the story that this prospect that just shared with me aligns, or it's almost similar with another person in the business who had shared, and they're really doing well in business. That is the perfect person to come and just to come and just put in a stamp that this business can be able to change their story. So this can be done through a WhatsApp call or a physical. So if you're doing a one-to-one in the office and your upline is there, or the person who is really applicable to that prospect is there, just call them. A few minutes, just a minute, anakuja tu, just help me, come and close, just share your story and just an assurance to this prospect. You can just describe your prospect. Now, don't call your upline, or don't just call anyone from nowhere. Come and talk to my prospect. When you say come and talk to my prospect, that is so vague. Like, what am I supposed to tell your prospect? At least give them an idea. Have a prospect who has been, doing some businesses out there. They have tried so many things which have failed before. And I just heard your story last weekend. Somehow you are relating to this person. You have also tried business out there, but you have a different view now about forever, because now you're doing it and it has been able to do so many things for you. Now, when you call someone like that, they already have an idea of what who your prospect is and what to tell them, so that you avoid also having someone coming, they are clueless about what they're supposed to say. Sometimes they say things that are not even applicable, or they just probably lose the prospect juu anamwelezea vitu zenye hata zirelate na whatever they want in the business. And then the next thing after there is book them to the next BOM or a big business event. Someone who is positive. Sometimes you're going to see now, even after you take the, through someone, all this process and everything, they tell you they're ready to get started and everything. Someone is positive. You can tell someone who is very excited. They want to join the business. They're not negative. Sometimes you're going to get people who are very negative. They'll start saying, "Hizi ni zile vitu ni nini." You sometimes get such people. The same way you get customers who came to you, they asked you about the product, you take them through, but they start, pulling some funny comments and everything. Just be ready to handle everything. So if someone is very positive and they're ready, or even if probably they gave you, they're not ready to join, but they're positive and they're open to getting another exposure, just to learn or to listen to the business in another different perspective, invite them for a BOM. That is the next step. Then from there, make their first purchase or give a serious commitment when they will make their purchase. So now from here, after you've taken through all this process, asking the question, taken the, through, we will call it a three-way call now to closing this prospect, and probably they don't have the 10,500 right. I mean, the 12,000 right now. They can give you a date. You see, the same way a customer tells you that I'm going to buy, I don't have money right now, but I'm going to get back to you. I'm going to buy a C9 on 20th. So write that on your diary. James told you that they're going to come with 12,000 to be able to start their business, pole with a mini pack on 20th. And then from there, you're going to give them this very, very important tool, which we call Rise of Entrepreneur. Now, Rise of Entrepreneur, just although I'm going to share these, I'm going to share these links to the group, to the Kenya community group. But now you're going to see them, and I want you to watch them, listen, learn, write notes, and listen to it every day. Rise of Entrepreneur now opens up. That's why Eric Worre, one of our godfather in network marketing, he really takes people through different things. He compares, doing a normal job, starting businesses, and now what our industry can be able to do. Where there are even statistics of how much, even when some of us who love, watching soccer, we have these people that you hear, they earn how many million euros and everything, but you get forever, or not forever, but network marketing industry as a whole pays a lot of money that no other industry actually pays such amount of money to so many people. Other places you get, like now when you go to football or anything, it's just a few people who make that money. Not everyone, but in our business, anyone and everyone can actually be able to do that. Not about your talent, it's all about your skill and your hard work that you put in. So you're going to learn all that. That opens up as someone's mind to see the bigger picture of the industry as a whole. Not forever, at that point. Now the industry as a whole, that this can be able to fund the lifestyle that they want. The next thing after that, you're going to book the next meeting. That is this immediately after the BOM. You book the next meeting, which will be now a mini planning session, just to help them to have an idea about the business and everything. So once you meet to the next time, So as you can be able to see, what you can do one-to-one can be done the same. You probably have done it the same day. You invited someone to the warehouse probably on a Wednesday in the morning. After that, they go to the BOM, or you invited them on a Saturday, and then we have a BOM on Sunday the next day, which is perfectly okay. Or probably there's a BOM that is lined up, like Juicy, we had one that was done by Roda. So you can just plug in anyone to any BOM that is happening, and then after that, now the mini planning session, you're going to review the rise of entrepreneur. What did they learn from the rise of entrepreneur? Before you proceed and do anything, explain anything from there, you have to first review, what did you learn? Did they write notes? You have to tell them to write some notes so that you can be able to see that they have learned. And because now you have watched and you have listened and you know the notes and you know how everything goes, you can even ask them a simple question. How did the video end? The person who was training or who was talking in the video, what did they do? If they're not watched, they're not going to tell you that Eric Ori was just holding a balloon that now he lives yenye napepea juu. Kama mtu hajawatch hatajua hiyo. Those are some of the questions that you can even ask this person. And then from there, you're going to help them to have a business or a product story, or both of them at the same time. So a product story can be as simple. Probably there's someone who has already bought, they've started using the deodorant, the tooth gel. They already have a story. And a story doesn't have to be something that is so big. No. It can be a very simple thing. A story can be like, I know other toothpaste that I've been using, ni zile nafinya mingi, and then probably nawasha mdomo, but now I've just used the tooth gel. It's so soft. It's good when you brush with it. It has that mint taste that is left in your mouth. That is already a story. It doesn't have to be a big story. I lost weight. I had what happened. No. Simple things. They have bought the avocado soup. That is a story. It has a very good scent. They have liked it. That is a simple. Na pia venye haishi haraka. Something like maybe our liquid soap. They can have a story from that. Aloe vera gel. How did they feel? That is a story on its own. A business story. What have they just learned? Like you just being, if you're 1 week old, what have you just found in forever? People are excited. People are positive. Trainers, they've been training you some of the things that you've never even had in life. Sometimes you get into a skills training, you get into a training, maybe it's a business training, but you learn so many things that you have never learned from out there. That is a story on its own. The fact that people are welcoming when they walked into the office, the people are very happy, they were excited from the customer care kutembea hivo. Probably now when they were getting the products, they saw it. So it was a professional way of doing business. You got your products, that is already a story. Probably now when you're doing this 3-way call, they also had something from the person who was talking to them. That is already a story. Yeah, you told, for example, I was using a teacher as an example. A business story can also be sharing now what they learned from another teacher who is in business. Another person is in business that they have similar stories. It can be such a thing. And then when they are formulating this story, so what is the format when you are coming up with now business story, for example? So the first thing is their name. You say, when you're called, and this is something that we usually do when you're talking in BOMs, when you're sharing our stories, by the way. This is the same thing. And I want us to formulate those stories. So of course you start with your name. What is your name? When you start with your name, see, perfect. And then the next thing is their background. So my name is James Gituku. Your background, journalism. What did you do? What were these people doing? What did they like about their background? I mean, you have something that you liked about your background. What did you like? You're a teacher. You're an accountant. What do you like about that background? What made you become an accountant? What made you become a business person? Probably you have been doing businesses in other industries. And then what didn't you like about that background? Because if you are so content about that background, you would not be here. The reason why you're looking for something extra or something that you can be able to do besides what you started with in your life, it's because you are looking for something probably better. So you have a reason of why, what you did not like about that background. And then how did you come to know about Forever Living products? So personally, I came to know about Forever Living products through Gabana. She was a stranger Instagram, just a normal DM that I can show you how to make an extra income. That is a story that I have to carry along. If I even have a screenshot that you have to carry along every day. How did you know about Forever? Sometimes wengine walipatana kwa sherehe, wengine walipatana in a bank, some people go, just own that story. And then what did you like about Grace? Grace, stop drawing the screen, please. And then what did they like about Forever Living products when they came? Ni nini alipenda? Some of them, some of us here who are here, you are here as a customer. You started because you used a C9, you liked it, you used an aloe vera gel. In fact, some of them, they actually never even used the products. It's probably you probably bought for your mother, for your daughter, for your sister, anyone. And then what the future looks like. And this is the place that you also, when you're sharing about Forever Living products, what you like about Forever Living products, you're also sharing some of your achievements. But for a new person, probably hana zile achievements, vitu mingi amefanya, they can just share what they liked about it in the first place. You're going to build up this story with time. A story, you're writing a story, you have started, it's your day one, that means to page one. There's going to come a day that you're on page 30, you have so many things that you can be able to share about Forever Living product. Even the tiniest and the smallest things that you shared. What did you like about Forever in the first place? Just remember, even the day that you joined, ni nini tu ulipenda. If you ask me, from the day I came, I just liked it because I found young people like me. I remember when I joined the business, it was just I think it was a Tuesday. There was no training really. It was just, I think, on a Tuesday evening. So I could see young people coming in. Someone is telling me, Miniko Campo, I'm making this amount of money. You're looking at them and they're like, hey, yeah, they look like that. They're making good money. And I was so excited about the business. But before that, I was a bit skeptical. Nilikuwa na shanga huko unaitwa chupa ya yellow, sijaiona hii chupa, sijaifanya nini. So you can be able to own that story, because sometimes even our prospects have those 2 fears. But now when you're very raw, that when you're even joining or coming into the room, you are a bit skeptical. I had to carry a friend, by the way. I never came alone in fourth floor. I had to carry a friend because I was fearing. Unajua venye unaambiwa umeshtuliwa Nairobi, kuna conmens, kuna nini, unaweza enda udragiwe. I had to call a friend of mine, webu nipeleke tuende tusikize hii biashara. And my upline says sikuwa nakaa ni kama nilikuwa serious, but the other person alikuwa nakaa ni kama ako serious, but I'm the one who is in the business today because of what I saw. Then product story, it can be something like, now they share, the wellness or beauty challenges that they've been able to, probably have before, and what what products they used and what, they were able to experience. If they were very much okay, like they had no issue that was pressing them when they were joining the business or anything, they can share other people's stories. That is where attending trainings is very important. If you're here, you've been able to hear so many stories. Let's even start maybe with our mother in business, Josephine. She has shared her very good story of how Forever turned around her life. She shares with a lot of passion. Now, when you join any training, she talks with a lot of passion. That is a story that you can be able to share. That when I went to Forever Living Products, this lady who actually brought Forever Living in Kenya from UK, she has an amazing story where she had, hormonal issues, all these issues, but through Forever Living Products, she's a happy lady, because everything that was disturbing her, zote zilipotea. She even went ahead and even learned and became a certified nutritionist, who's even, dealing with patients and dealing with doctors just to advise them how they can be able to work around their lifestyle. That is already a very strong story. You don't have to have your story as you're starting. If you don't have, a big story in terms of, probably you have gone through a very serious health issue, no, you can use other people's stories. Then what product they used, as I've just said, just the feeling of using a deodorant, that is already enough. Just the feeling of, applying the jelly tube, a feeling of applying a 3-factor, Sonia skincare kit, anything, just using a facial, anything, it's already a story. Just share as it is. And then their honest feedback from using the products. If they would recommend the products to other people and why they would recommend that product. Trust me, there's a way you can talk about a deodorant and everyone wants to buy it, even if you don't have a big story about it. It's just a passion and how excited you are about it. The fact that even when you're opening it, inakaa aje, it has a very good package, it has a mild scent. Unajua zingine zinakuanga ni zile perspirants zenye inamwagika, inaweza anguka pia ipasuke, ni ya glass. Just how you explain the whole thing just can make someone buy. And if they are yet to use the products, as I've said, they can be able to share their other people's stories. And then now when you're doing this planning, it's a mini planning session. You're going to open the page 3. of the planning book. That's why you're just talking typically about CCs, giving them just an idea of what forever is and everything. You're not going to go through the whole planning book. Someone was, it can be overwhelming for a new person when you go explaining so many things. They're just looking for where they can be able to now go to the assistance, but whether they have just bought a mini pack, it's a bit too much for them. It's a good thing, but don't overwhelm them with a lot of content. Go to page 7 and 8, discuss CCs, how they get to grow into the business. Let them understand 4 CCs. What is a CC? And I like explaining, I like using like something like we call bonga points. You see, or any points. You see the way even when you go to a supermarket right now, I think any supermarket, when you buy anything that is worth 100 bob, you're going to get one point. So you explain it in such a layman's language. They know that when I've bought now these products worth 12,000, that is around 0.3 cc's. Then go to page 16 and 17, discuss now how they can be able to come up with a name list, and they're going to write a minimum of 100 names. And here's the format. You can take a screenshot or you can even write down. Actually, the best way is to write these things down. If you're using your phone and you don't have a book and a pen, I don't think this is going to be very impactful for you. You need to write it down. You need to write it down so that you are here. So the first thing they're going to write in a column form, ile ni anachora, hata anaweza chora vizuri sana na karula, ama kama kuna kitabu imegawiwa vizuri. The first thing is down the name list, the name of that person, and let them start with, ukienda kwa keyboard, not keyboard, when you go to your phone book, anza na huko chini Z. Don't start with A. Sometimes you leave these people who are down there, easy my Z, my X and everything. Anza huko chini kabisa. The name, warm or cold. When you talk about warm is someone that you already know. Probably it's someone you schooled with, it's someone you work with, someone you talk to on a daily basis. Cold is someone that probably you collected their number in a matatu 2 weeks ago. You have not really talked. You don't know them that much. You met in in an event, or you are together with your friend. You went somewhere to party, and then they came with another friend who you don't know, but you somehow clicked and you collected their number. That is someone that you don't know that much, or you collected their number from social media, from TikTok, from LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Facebook, WhatsApp group, anywhere. That is a warm or cold. So if you know me, if you have been if you've been talking with you know me from very far, you've been friends, I'm warm. If you don't know me that much from online, or I'm coming from somewhere, an event, it's cold. And then the next thing is their contact, their number, and then relationship, how you related with this person. As I was just saying, if you met in a schoolmate. If it's a colleague, just write a colleague. If you are in a business and then you met, it was a client, the client. If it's family, cousin, brother, sister, everyone, write everyone. Don't leave any name. Even if you don't know this person, you can't remember all these details, just write them. Sometimes you'll even reach out to someone and you're like, okay, I can see I have you're looking at the numbers that you have Sharon, you have like 3 Sharons. The only people that you have 2 Sharons that you know, but there's that Sharon that you don't know. You can just text them and you see, I was just going through my phone book, and I was just looking around, and I'm like, I have 3 Sharons who I know, but hii yako ni kaa kidogo sikumbuki. Would you mind to remind me maybe where we met? Probably we met in an event, or how we got to exchange numbers. Sometimes you're going to be surprised that probably the person who we don't remember, they remember you very well. And from that, you can just click in. That can be your next customer, or can be a next business builder. And then the next thing is you write the occupation, hot button. Now, hot button is, what do you think is in this business for them? So probably someone who you used to work with, and probably you're no longer working in that same place, but you remember probably the challenges that they were going through, or probably challenges in terms of health. Probably kuna watu wanaweza saidia kwa familia yao, anything too. Or someone who is, they are working, they're doing all, but they have a family that they are raising. Probably they have some loans that they would like to clear. You can just, what do you think is in it for them? That's why now you're profiling this person. You're trying to look, do I know this person? If you don't know them much, probably hot button utakuwa now, but no problem. But the people that you know, write them down. And then personality. Who are they? Are they outgoing? Are they social people? You can just describe these people. Unajua, ukijua mtu unajuanga huyu mtu anakuwa amechangamka, they have high energy. Like when you go to a place, even sometimes when you even ask someone I'm looking for someone who can be able to, to MC for an event somewhere. When you just look at your phone book, you know someone who can do it very well. When even when someone asks you, I have a job, or I have something that I would like to get someone who can coordinate things well. They can be able to come up with a plan. You can look at these people. Probably it's someone that you schooled with, in campus, in high school, anywhere. And now let's go now to the next thing, which is we call SOW. SOW categorization. Let me just explain it to you. You can be able to see that these are S is for those people who are doing better than you, or people that you look up to. Mtu ukiangalia, that is now the prospect when they're writing down. Even you, when you're writing down, I want you to go back and actually write down a new name list today. The people that you look up to, or the people that you feel you are the same level. Probably you have probably the same challenges, the same achievements in life, and probably you're looking at the same goals in life at the same time. And then we go to W. W is people that you feel probably you're doing better than them, people who look up to you, watu wenye wako below you kidogo tu. So you can be able to categorize these people now. And then priorities when you're writing this when you're writing this name list, because you're not going to go and do things vaguely ati tunaanza tu na list, tunaanza kupigia mtu mwenye una feel ni kama unataka kupigia. No, you prioritize their first 5 key people or potential buyers or potential customers. When you sit down with anyone and you just tell them, I want you to write down people that when you talk to them about aloe vera gel 39.56, they can be able to raise that amount of money. I know you have that idea. Even if right now I told you that, can you get someone who can get 100K urgently? People the people that you would call. So I want you to be very categorical, very specific with your person. They're going to write down people that they know they can be able to buy, not someone who was borrowing them 100 bob juicy. That is not that is not the person to call to buy a deodorant or a tooth gel. Then the next thing is you book a launch for those with good network. So if you find probably you're going to be in a different place. Like when I look at myself when I was joining the business, I didn't really have a good network. You're going to look at people in a different way. If it's someone who is already working, they've been exposed to different to different places, to different networks. You look at their connection. Unamuuliza huyu ni nani, mlijuana aje, which church do you go to, what events have they gone to before, and they have those connections. You can be able to even book a launch and go start talking about the products to the people that they want them, to buy their products or join their business. So the next tool that you give this person is brilliant compensation. Now, brilliant compensation comes out and gives you all the benefits and even calculations of what now the industry can give you. Hii biashara yetu inaweza kupea nini? How do you really need to bank in or to bank on this business in terms of changing your life, and how much can you be able to, how far can you grow in this business? So there's just helping them to open up their minds. You're just exposing them. You see, even a child, ukianza polepole utamwanzishia na vitu kidogo, malenge, unaanza na chakula yenye imepitia kwa blender kidogo kidogo, unaenda ukiingia kwa chakula yenye ni solid kidogo kidogo, as they're able to adjust. That is the same thing that we're doing here. As they're adjusting and tunawapea easy content pole. You're also now building this person to be independent and to be knowledgeable so that they can be able to explain the business well. They can be able to be a good now advocate for a business because they have content. We're trying to make this person as independent as possible. And then the next thing, at this point, they're also getting some objections when you're making when you're writing these people, they have some objections in your mind. They're thinking, okay, you're so excited as a new person that kila mtu nitapigia pia atajoin, kila mtu nitapigia atanunua. And then when they call these people, probably it's their family members. For me, it was my family members. They were very negative when I was starting the business. Hizo vitu hazifanyangi kazi, hizo vitu ni scam, utaibiwa, utafanya nini, hizo vitu zote. But I never listened to them because in the first place I had nothing to lose, but I had everything to gain. So you're going to take them through so that they also learn when someone asks you, oh, you aloe vera, okay, hizo vitu see fake. Hizi si zile vitu, it's a very common objection that you're going to get in Kenya. Hizi si zile vitu za, oh, leta mtu fanya nini, because that is the mindset that people have out there. Now they're going to learn what to tell these people, not to start a whole sermon of explaining, justifying. They know how to handle this person that can actually handle with, okay, seems like you have an interesting experience, or you have probably a bad experience with this kind of industry, and then you listen to them. And then from there, you're also now orienting them to social media, pole pole. Orienting them to social media or preparing them can be like, I know there are some of the people who when they're coming, probably they don't even have a WhatsApp profile picture, or ameweka tu vitu funny funny, ameweka picha ya certain politician, ameweka picha ya paka, wengine ameweka picha ya cartoon, such things. Now when you're going to a business and you want to be professional, huwezi kuwa na cartoon kama picha and then you're talking about this amazing business. You need to have a clear picture that someone, when they look, they know who they are talking to. They can be able to see. Wengine wameweka filters za TikTok nyingi sana, hata hakai ni kama ni yeye, mwingine ameangalia sijui wapi. So you can be able now to start educating them how to be professional in our business, have a very good or a clear picture. Even now, some of them you also get, they have some funny they have some funny names in Instagram, anaitwa sijui nani, funny names. Someone is called James Gituku, but ukienda huko ukimtafuta anajita majina zenye hata you can't even locate their name. Now when you're doing business, we need to know your real name. Ile ID hiyo ndo tunajua vizuri sana, so that now when you're talking to people, when you're talking to clients, they know who they are dealing with. Yeah, it's not, they'll not see something, sniper something on Instagram, and then when they come, they're like, okay, who sniper, kumbe anaitwa John. Now you need to have that clarity. So just a small starter, or a starter for this new person. And the next session, when you meet up with them, now they have already written that name list down. They have already, categorized these people. You are going now to be having a call blitz, where you role play with these people. The first thing, mnaweza hata anaweza kaa kando yako pale na huko hapa mnaanza kuongea. Assume mimi sasa ni John. John, umeandika vizuri sana, you're saying that this is someone who can buy your products. Right, just start calling me. You can even now assume, you pretend that tunapigiana simu. In fact, sometimes hata unaweza shika simu. For some people, hata inabidi umepiga hiyo call actually, for it to be, to be so real, how you're going to handle these objections. And now, because now you know how, customers, or how prospects tend to ask questions, ask that person and help them to go around, or help them to solve those questions, or to answer the questions that they're going to be asked. So you review, of course, before you do all that, mta-review the handling objections, mtapitia vizuri. Now you've already prepared them. But wajua tukimake easy calls, kuna mtu atakuuliza hii na hii na hii na hii, and then you can give them. So for example, for me, I would tell them, you see, the first thing, just know when you're calling probably some of your family members, kuna mtu mwenye atashika simu aseme hizi vitu najua, in fact I did that, hizi vitu nilifanya nikiwa campus, nilifanya nini, because sometimes tend to see that biashara yetu ni kama ni side hustle, ni kama mtu mwenye anateseka kwa life. There's someone who is going to give you such a comment. Now, if they had not gone through the handling objections, or if you had not prepared them, or you let them do it alone, that can be the day that they just say, hii biashara mi siwezani, hii biashara ni ngumu. But when you prepare them for all that, you just tell them, in fact, hata kama maybe, sometimes there are people who are here, you never got those objections. Your family members, I know people who are supported by their family members, you get that. In fact, money to buy the combo, I don't know, it's the sister who gave them, it's the cousin, and you get their family, probably they even invited them to, to launches, they supported them. Kuna wenye wako na hiyo story, but kama wewe huna hiyo story, tumia story ya watu wengine. You can use mine, the fact that, my sisters are very negative, my father was very negative, but the only person who was a bit positive, it was my mom. So you can just share such a story. Hata aliambiwa hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi, but watu right now, the people who are negative when I was joining them, they are supportive right now. There's no one who can talk a bad thing, any bad thing, even a simple thing about Forever Living products. They are supportive because I just decided that it's my life. I mean, anything that you want to do in your life, you have to be very independent, because at the same time, if you're struggling, these people are going to be very tired because you're always asking for money from them. But now when you see something that can make you to be independent, and probably even sometimes changia kwa investments or anything, and good ideas in the family, they are going to be happy. So sometimes you just have to follow and to trust your own intelligence, not to listen to everyone. Even sometimes your family, they just want to be protective, they just want good things for you, but sometimes the good things that they think they are good for you, they're not good for you. You know what is good for you. So you can be able to take through someone and just explain now in that, in forever way, or just embrace it, mtu aelewe vizuri sana. And then now the next thing is, after you've gone through this whole blitz, umepigia watu wengine, you have you have planned for launches. You're sometimes going to call someone who is excited and they're ready to support them, and they're like, you can go to the office. Anakuambia probably someone has given you a number to some of their cousins, or probably a working a colleague they had at work, and they're like, okay, yeah, in fact you can come and talk to our people in the office. Now that's why mnashikana na mtu wako, mnaandamana, mnaenda kwa ile ofisi and go do a mini launch, a product launch at the same time, business launch. You get to explain the products and everything as that person is learning. And everything that you're doing here, they have to be fully invested. Even when you're making these calls, even if it means e-call, kama munapiga munaweka loudspeaker, ama munaweka earphone, wanaweka earphone hii masikio mwingine, hii masikio ingine pamoja. When you have those launches and everything, they have to be with you. They are there, they are writing notes, they are learning. So they have to be very, very invested. If they're not invested, you'll just be doing now. Hiyo ni ile nilikuwa nasema, unapata unafanyia mtu kazi sasa. Ya amekaa tu chini, hajailan, kila wakati anakuita. You want to have a place where that once you leave this person, they already know to do these things, and they can also now start teaching other people. And make sure that you exhaust their warm market before you speak of social media, before you speak of where mtaanza kurun adverts, kuboost TikTok, kufanya hizo vitu zote. Make sure that their warm market, they already know the products, the business. They have said yes, some of them have said no. They have already exhausted that warm list. Then now you can start introducing them pole into ads, posting on social media, including now content creation. Now they can be able to create their own content. If someone is using aloe vera gel, they need to be able to show that, not sharing other people's stories. They can use yours, but something needs to be seen. That's why now we are talking about usage of products. If you're not using products, if you have not drank aloe, it becomes hard for you now to sell the aloe vera gel. But when they're using Wanakua in a place where they can be able to explain, because sometimes, not even sometimes, most of the times people buy not because aloe vera has, I don't know what, it has all these vitamins. Sometimes someone is going to buy because of a simple story that I drank aloe. And these days I used to have insomnia. I no longer have it. These days, a very good point that I love using. Sometimes you get people wake up in the morning and they feel very tired. This person went to sleep at around 10 p.m. At 6 a.m. they're going to the job. Probably then they're all sleeping. Why? Because they are fatigued. They need to clear their system. So now when you share a story of, these days after taking aloe, I no longer have those too funny sleeping moments, dizzy moments at work. I'm feeling so excited. I'm so energetic. My mood is boosted. I'm no longer moody. That is a good thing to share. So when you share such stories, when they're also using the products, it becomes easier for them to be able to sell. And the people that know them, when they hear such stories, that is what makes them, move the products faster. And this, you're going to dwell sana kwa mtu venye they're going to sell very quickly so that they can be able to move to the next step. Because remember, they never had the money to buy the combo, but they had a small amount to start. So they need to work very quickly for them to get to the next step so that now they can be able to start building their business now in terms of recruiting and building their team. So after that, now after they hit the assistant supervisor, which should be, as long as you're working with this person back to back and they're very, very, very receptive, your assistant supervisor hata mnaweza igonga hata na wiki mbili, mwezi, whichever. And now once they get to assistant supervisor, you want to make them skillful. You want them to learn skills very quickly. Now you start sharing the first book, which you call your first year in network marketing. Now this book helps them to understand. This is a book that is, share story, how you start your business and handle so many things, so many objections that you're going to get, some mindsets zitachangiwa, how you view the business. Sometimes unaona ni ngumu, ni nini. You learn so many things now. When you do it in a professional way, it becomes simpler for you. And the next book, which is very important, and if you have never read these books, don't you worry. See, kelelesha apply no huku ni sheria huku fanya ni. Now we are doing it now as Forever Kenya. Make sure that you go through all these content. I'm going to share all of it. Link some of them. Hii kitabu hata ukitembea kwa streets ulize your first in network marketing kwenye wanauza vitabu utaipata vizuri sana. So make sure that they read 2 chapters in a day. And the best way, actually, there are people who like reading, and there are some of us who like listening too. Yeah, you can listen to audio books. Unapata hata ukienda sahi kwa YouTube uandike tu your first year network marketing audio book, utaiona vizuri sana. The next thing is GoPro. GoPro, it's another very important book in terms of building and being a professional. In fact, this place that you saw these questions, Hizi za kuqualify a prospect, what did you like best and everything. We have learned that from Eric Worre. Unaquit kuuliza prospect, umeona aje hiyo biashara, umeicheki aje? Sasa when you ask someone umeicheki aje, what do you think about it? That is not professional. You're just going to get some very funny answers which are not going to help you to build a good business. So after that, you make sure that they go through your first year network marketing and go pro. And this is not something you just read once. I don't know, but in our planning system, sometimes you get, if I ask you some questions that you learned in Form 1 sahi, kuna mtu hata hawezi kumbuka anything because we read or we were studying. That is the system that we are having. We were studying just to pass exams. But hiyo ukitumia sasa kwa hii biashara yetu itakuwa ngumu sana. So when you're reading this book, even you, a manager, a senior manager, even you, a supervisor who has been there for the longest time, you need to go through this content every day, because every day you learn something new in the same place. You learn something new. That's why we also keep on attending trainings, because what you heard last week is different from what you're going to hear today. How you understood something last week, it's going to be different with how you are going to understand it today. So go through this. Go through these tools every day, so that you perfect in a way that you can tell, you can even explain or narrate a whole page until you internalize. In fact, Eric Worre says that when he was new in this business, he would put a cassette in his those days ilikuwa cassette in his vehicle, and he listened to it every day until he would even tell where there's a pause, koma iko wapi, unajua mpaka yani, you see the way I know most of us will, kuna ile wimbo hata unaweza imba from start to stop. Now you need to also learn how you can actually be able to even sing these books. You can be able to explain this whole system hata ukilala wakati unaota. So you have to listen to these things every day. You're washing your clothes, you are listening to it. You're walking, you are listening to it. You just, umebarizi tuko kwa nyumba, you are listening to it every single day. Now that's the system for someone who starts with a mini combo. And you're going to see now, we're going to talk to the next person who is now starting with the full combo. I hope tumeelewa. I hope you have learned from this. Hiyo ingine hata utapata most of the things zenye nimeandika hapa ziko hapo. So I hope you've learned. If you've been able to learn something from now starting someone with a mini combo and why they need to start with a mini combo or a mini pack, or probably this is what we'd call I'm looking for that word. This is what we'd call a minimum order for a new person. I hope you have learned and you have taken notes and screenshots. Now let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one, which is someone now who is starting with a combo, a full combo. You're going to notice that the difference is ni kidogo sana. Ni kidogo sana. So everything from what we've learned now in the mini combo, mtu mwenye amekuja akona pesa ya kununua combo yote, ama akona pesa pia kununua ile the full pack, the 2cc one that is around 70 something thousand right now, you're going to follow the same route. You do the physical, the online, pre-recorded, whichever that you're going to do, and you take them all through this question asking, not just to qualify as you're closing this person. We go to the next step, which is now closing with an upline manager, closing a three-way call, whichever that you decide, and then confirm the dates that they're going to get their combo kit. Sometimes you get someone will not get their combo immediately. Sometimes they might probably get it. You have done a one-to-one today. They'll be ready probably when they receive their salary, when they receive their bonuses, whichever work they're doing, or probably once they gather their savings, probably end month around maybe 27th of February. So write those dates. The same way you write these dates for customers, write them down very well. Then book them for the BOM. You take them through the same place. Then now when they purchase their combo, of course you're going to do combo products orientation. You're going to take them through all the products azielewe vizuri sana. Hii ni tu gel anatumia aje, hata anafungua aje. Sometimes people wanakwama na ile sasa ameshika aktikisia na they're just rolling that bottle. It's that bottle top, it's not opening. You need to also teach them how to be able to do everything. Give them the rise of entrepreneur, of course. Book them the next meeting, which now will be doing a full planning session. Now, for someone who has bought a combo, you're going to do this full planning session from writing down their goals, kila kitu, all the way to mpaka mwisho ya products yote full. because this someone was already committed. They need to know everything. Kwa ule mtu mwenye amko alianza na mini combo, hii planning session mtaenda mukienda polepole. Once they get to a supervisor, now you're going to go through everything and help them to understand completely everything, because for them at that point, what they are more interested in is how they can be able to move very quickly and be able to become assistant supervisor. But for this person, someone who has actually joined with a combo, they can even register a combo tomorrow. They be on 4cc. There's someone who has they have that advantage. But for someone ule ameanza polepole na amenunua products at 12,000, even if they got a combo that they are supposed to sign up the next day, they cannot, because they are not yet assistant supervisors. So the planning session you're going to do full goal setting, but they're going now to set their goals, now their short-term goals, their long-term goals, family, business, everything. Now they formulate their story, the same thing that we talked about, the business story, their name, their background, typically kila kitu yenye tulifanya kwa ile ingine, and then also the product story. And for this combo, one thing that I want us to also start doing, the combo, let's stop selling combos as I'm just selling the combo. I want you to buy the combo and then now you get your money back. No, the combo is for usage. That's where you're going to learn about the Arctic Sea. That's where you're going to learn about the tooth gel. That's where you're going to have that confidence about it. When you sell the combo that they're going to clear everything, that's why you get, sometimes you tell someone you're going to get your money back in 1 week, and sometimes they don't. They're going to be very negative because ameangalia combo, ameona tu ni pesa inafaa irudi. But that is an investment. Ile pesa anafaa kurudisha kwa mfuko, it's when now they start selling and making profits. Because either way, when you build this culture of using products and having a stock, we are going also to reduce this thing of kuombana product kila wakati. You don't want to be to have a team of 100 people who are always apply, nisaidie tu gel, nisaidie dio, nisaidie nini. When you build that culture from the word go, that even if you bought products worth 12,000, most of them are for your usage and another ilikuwa ya stock yenu. In fact, kwa combo pack, it's very simple. If kama kuna tu gels tatu, moja ni yako ya kutumia. Kama multimarker ni moja peke yake, ni yako isi ya kuuza, ni yako ya kutumia. Because once you learn about these products and you start using them, you're actually going to see that there's someone who actually bought a combo pack, but the next sales that they're going to do, or the profits, they sell a C9, an F15, an Infinite, a Sonia, and from that they start building their business. So let us stop selling the combo as just unauza ni kama yani mtu ni kama nunua nini, ni kama mtu amenunua gari ya kuuza, so ameshika, so anafaa auze ndo apate ile pesa tena. No. They are buying this to invest in themselves. The first thing is use the products and also have products that when now you're going for these launches, they can show something. Now, when you're also doing these launches, you can even carry more products now with you. You're going to see that sometimes you'll even go to do a launch with your person. You'll explain zile vitu ziko kwa combo, but hata uza vitu ziko kwa combo, they will sell something that is not even in the combo, because they already know and they will not be surprised, or they not feel, but they have not sold whatever was in the combo, because they know it's having that stock that you show. The same thing, any business out here. When you start a business, there's no day that you're going to start a business and you start a business with a stock of 1 million and you expect to just make the 1 million back yote. Now you have an empty shop. No, you keep on building that stock. Ulianza na stock ya 200k, by the time probably 6 months you'll have a stock of probably 500k. So you keep on building it. So even when they're starting with this stock of 56,000, I mean, if 60,000 or 70,000, they already know that in the next one they become assistant supervisors. They can even have money that they can buy a whole 2cc and go and do launches and go and supply to their customers. So the same thing, building the product story. Huu ni mtu mwenye hata amfai kusumbuana kutumia products, atumie zote, ajue venye products zinakaa, ajue venye Fields of Greens ina taste, ajue venye aloe vera ina taste, ajue venye tujeli, kila kitu, and then book 2 launches with the first one happening preferably within 24 hours. So when they get their combo pack, you have to make that launch as soon as possible. Even if they are not in Nairobi, sometimes you'll have to board that matatu. You are looking at your diamond, you're looking at the next manager that you're going to be having, board that matatu, go and do a launch with them, just to help them do everything. Usimwachie afanye vitu peke yake, enda mfanye na yeye. You're going to get, sometimes you're even going to sign up more combos there, sell more products there, and they're so excited. So the whole point of doing things very quickly is for them to be able to start to get that, excitement, because they can see some progress in the very beginning, when they're beginning their business. The next thing, of course, is, formatting their name list. The same format we're going to follow through. They write everyone, but as you are going through, they have to prioritize the first 5 people that they write down. It's the first 5 key people of potential buyers and potential business builders. Wale watu wanaona watu wanaweza nunua products, when I talk to them about aloe vera gel, when I talk to them about tooth gel, deodorant, they have the money to buy, and you help them to close these people. Sometimes you're going to meet with them physically, sometimes you're going to call them, help them to close. So they're just going to introduce you as their mentor in business. And from there, you take up how they're going to be supporting them in business and everything. We follow the same route of, sharing the brilliant compensation and handling objections. And you share this before now you go to the next step. Handling objections, you are very clear that in ni kitu unatumia mtu, you prepare them that now you just know that not everyone is going to be very positive. I know you're excited, you're looking at people. As I said, nikikuuliza nani anaweza nunua products, unaweza niandikia list. Sometimes watu wanaweza kushtua. Unaweza mpigia simu, ni rafiki yako, but sometimes atakuwa, mimi sina pesa, siwezi nunua. They'll be negative. Just prepare them for all that, and you're going to get these questions. This is how you handle them. And when you tell them all that now, and they get that rejection after they have gone through these handling objections, and you have already prepared them, they're happy, because si mtu sasa ataquit because sijui mama yake amemwambia, the wife, the husband amemwambia kitu sijui fulani, because they knew that was, it's something that could have happened. So even if it has already happened, I was prepared for all that. So when you're prepared, you don't really get shaked. And then now social media orientation, the same thing. Let them set up their social media, let them clear up things. There are people who are they have an Instagram that they have just shared memes. You go to their TikTok, they've just shared some funny videos. They can be able to start clearing all that and cleaning their social media. And then now we go to call blitz. Now you start doing this, the role playing, and also now, doing the launches as you are, you're going to these places, doing, mini launches, the product launches and everything. You're helping them to do everything. Of course, zile tools mmezipitia, and you help them understand that this is something that they need to listen and listen and listen to every day. Yeah. And from there, exhaust their warm market, make sure that kila mtu amepitishiwa vizuri, and also ask for referrals, introduce them to ads. And also there's the brilliant, not brilliant compensation, but there's this book that we call Building Your Network Marketing, not book, but audio, by Jim Rohn. I think I skipped sikuelezea then in the last session. So you make sure that you take them through, they go through the Building Your Network Marketing by Jim Rohn. This is like a sermon. Jim Rohn really takes you through now, the process of growing in the business. When you're planting these seeds, kuna zenye zitaanguka kwa, in fact, use proverbs, a lot of proverbs when explaining. Kuna zenye zitaanguka kwa mawe, zingine zitaanguka kwa miba, zingine zitaanguka kwa, a fertile land. They're going to grow, so that they're also going to know that when you're doing all these activities, sometimes you're going to get people who are very negative. That is now the rocky ground where the seeds fall. Nothing really grows from there. Sometimes it's the thorny area that you're going to plant, but then ikianza tu grow pole pole, they start becoming negative. They are not ready to join your business. They're not ready to buy your products. They start even biting you back and everything. They are going to face all that, but then they are good people. They are going to be those, people that they're going to talk to. They will be ready to embrace their business. They'll be ready to buy their products, and they'll be so excited to support them. So they already know what to expect with all this. So these tools now prepare this person in a way that after ametoka hapo, even if they face some challenges out there, they're already solid. This is what we call now airtight duplication system, in a way that there are no loopholes left. If someone is going to second guess themselves, am I in the right place? They have already handled all these things. Now give them the tools or the skills. Your first year network marketing, listen to 2 chapters a day, read 2 chapters a day, taking notes, practicing, and then how to go pro. So all this, you have left this new person in a place where they are independent, where they feel fully, blended into forever, and fully blended into doing this business in a professional way. I know probably there are some of us here who have not been, through this system, but now take yourself through. And in fact, it's every one of us here, even myself. I'm going to take myself through this system every now and then. Every now and you are renewing yourself. The same way you have to eat. Ulikula asubuhi, ulikula lunch, ulikula hata sahi utakula. Okay, kuna mwenye maybe ana fast, but either way, your body needs nutrients. You cannot say that, I've been eating a lot. I don't think I need to eat right now. I don't think I need those greens because I've been eating greens. No, you have to keep on replenishing your body every day. Now, let's keep on replenishing our systems, our minds, our skills every day with this system. And a lot of learning, a lot of perfection, a lot of, ile kuzoea vizuri, you will actually learn in the go. You are going to learn as you do these activities. It's not going to be perfect as you're starting to explain, but along the way, you do it 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. By the time you're finishing 2024, you can go through this system very well. You can explain every tool that we have here very well. You can take someone seamlessly with the system. Now, when you embrace this system, it's going to be so good that now we have that harmony, and we're going to finally have that bazooka moment that we are talking about. And with that, I've already, been done with the whole session. I'm just going to invite Charity Gabana, who is now going to take us through. Now, with all these activities and everything, now we need to have a tracker. We need to have a plan. We need to have a plan. You see, you can have goals, you can have so many ideas, but if you don't have a plan of how you can be able to follow them every day, in a way that when I ask you, ni watu wangapi umeonyesha biashara? Okay, I saw you brought you brought 10 people last week. Where have you reached with them? Who told you they're going to do this? Who has not gone through the system? Nani ameelewa? You can be able to review, because if you're in a place where you're doing things, but you cannot sit back and say that niko na watu 10 wenye wamenipea hii date, niko na watu 10 wenye wamefikia kwa hii step, if you cannot explain in such simple way, it becomes hard now for you to be also accountable even in your growth in your business. We want to move strategically this year. It's not about kusema unajua nimeonyesha watu wengi biashara. There's nothing about watu wengi, because there are no miracles that are going to happen, but what is going to happen is the reality of what we do, because it's input is going to be equals to output. So now we need a system that we can be able to follow through. Ni kama ni report form, ni report card ya kuangalia vizuri sana. Okay, last month kuna venye vitu hazikuenda vizuri. Mbona hazikuenda vizuri? Hazikuenda vizuri because I never talked to enough people about the business. I never talked to enough customers about the products. So now to have that tracker and to have a planner that you know that every day when I wake up, this is what I'm doing every week, every month, every year, we need to have that system as Forever Kenya. And Gabana will be able to take us through vizuri sana and explain how you're also going to get this package. Otherwise, from me, is wishing you all the best as we embrace this system. And Emmanuel, now you can take it back to, or give it to Gabana.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. That was a hit. That was a hit. That was an amazing, amazing, amazing training, my leader. I've learned a lot. Recruiting is about to get interesting now, because there's a blueprint of where we are going to start from. So send those emojis, send those emojis, send those clapping emojis, send those fire emojis if you feel like you've learned something that is going to make your 2025 a bazooka 2025 when it comes to recruiting. We now have a guide. So thank you so much, leader. I really, really appreciate. You've done amazingly. My session is going to be very, very, very few minutes. All right. So make sure you stick in, because from everything that we've learned, if we do not have, I don't know, am I really audible? Please let me know in the chat box if I'm audible. Just type a 2, just type a 2, just type a 2, just type a 2, just type a 2 on the chat box. Amazing. Fantastic. So as Gituku said, if we do not have a system of tracking things, it's just walking blindly. It's walking blindly, and you're likely to hit a pole. You're likely to fall into water. You're likely to run into people. Yeah, and that is going to be a bit messy, right? So we need to have a a way of accountability in such a way you're able to track your activities, both retailing and recruiting. And now Forever Kenya, we are doing a lot of recruiting, right? Because we are very good in retailing. So this energy, we're going to shift it a bit on the recruiting side and see where it is going to take us. And I believe it will take us to greater heights. So I'll ask a question before I show you guys how our activity tracker will look like. I'm so excited. Imagine everyone in the warehouse. I've already visualized it. Imagine everyone in the warehouse has a book, like one book that is, you see the way when you're in the warehouse and people have catalogs, it's a common tool that is needed for you for you as an FBO. You see there you walk in the warehouse and you see people using a one-to-one book. It's a common tool. It's a uniform tool. We are about to add another tool into our business. And oh my goodness, I'm so excited. So make sure you stick around so that you see our final planner as Forever Kenya, how it's going to be yes, eventually. All right. So I have a question. Every single month, when the month began, actually we are on date 6 today. When the month began, who did volume mapping with their upline? Who did volume mapping with their upline? Like, you sat down with your upline, you drew a map, you showed them where you ended the month, at, and you've told them where you want to end the month of February at, and you've shown them the activities that you want to do. You showed them probably the activities that you did last month. Who did volume mapping with their upline? Who did volume mapping with their upline? Most of us do volume mapping with our uplines, and we just verbally explain what we did. We don't have it in writing form, and it's very difficult actually for your upline to actually for your upline to be sure if whatever it is that you're telling them, you actually did it. But with this planner that we are launching today, anytime nobody did volume mapping with their upline, that's probably why our CCs are down. Because we don't have evidence. We don't have evidence of what we did previously, and a place to also write down what we are committed to do this year. And things are about to change, guys. So from now henceforth, when you'll be doing volume mapping with your upline, you'll be going with your planner so that you can show what you've been doing every single day. This is the kind of accountability we need as Forever Kenya to get our CCs to where we want them to be. This is the kind of accountability we need as Forever Kenya to develop supervisors, to develop managers, and other top leaders. Sawa. So I'm going to launch an activity tracker today that will help us both in recruiting and retailing as well. And this is how it looks. Let me share my screen and let me know if any of you have ever seen this book anywhere. Have you ever seen this book anywhere? I hope my screen is visible. All right. Has any of you ever seen this book anywhere? I'm unable to see the charts, but I believe a good number of you have seen this book. And most of us, a good number of people have been using it as well, but we've not been using it religiously. And probably the content in this book was not enough to really help us in our retailing and recruiting game. And yeah, I believe you guys are typing on the chat box. I'll ask another question. Who is always exhausted when they think about carrying all their grinding books, like all the books, all their working books? Like there's a retail, there's a book for your customers, there's a book for your team members, for your new prospects, there's a book for your existing team members, there's a book for notes, there's a book for goals, there's a book. I don't know anyone here who gets exhausted actually thinking about it, because when you're going to the office, you'll have to carry like 4 books, you'll have to carry like 5 books, and sometimes you even forget where you wrote what, where you wrote whose number. It becomes a bit challenging, and everything is all over. So how about we have one book that we can do almost everything to track our business 360. We can track our business in retailing, we can track our business in recruiting, we can track our business when it comes to the existing team, we can track our business when it comes to the new team, we can track our business to the new numbers that we collected, we can track our business when it comes to the daily routines, morning routine, the daily activities that you need to do. Imagine having one book that can help you track all that. Will we not be like organized people? I believe we will be, right? And we will not be losing books left, right, center. Like me, oh my goodness, I lost my customer book last week, and I got it really threw me off balance. But if I know I have one book that has my everything, I will guard it with my life. It will be like your I don't want to call it the Bible, the forever Bible. I'm lacking the word. Okay, so imagine having one book. I believe there is excitement on the chat box, right? And there are people who are relating with my situation. We are tired of carrying many books. So this is how our planner will look like. We do not currently we do not have the it's being designed currently, but this is the blueprint. This is the outlook of how it will look like. It will be a B5 sized planner. It will be bigger than the normal A4. Is it A4 or A5? So it will be B5 sized planner. This is how it will look in the front, of course. Forever planner 2025. This is my 2024 planner. All right, hard copy, so it will last for a while. This is mine, and I've used it for a year, for the last quarter of the year, and it is still in good condition. So what will be the content of this planner, Forever Kenya planner? So this is what you should expect on the first page. For those of you who listened to Vero's training on recruiting, the one she did last week, yes, I guess, yeah, I think so, the one she did last week, she talked about setting goals, not just setting goals for the year, but setting goals for the day, setting goals for the week, because that is what keeps us on toes, that is what keeps us focused. Yeah, when the year began, we were all excited, we set our goals, some of us went and printed out pictures and put on our vision board, and there are chances that you will lose touch with your goals. Yeah, because you had put them just for the year, you did not break them down into daily goals, weekly goals, and monthly goals. So this is the first page of the book. The book will have your goals in picture, your quarterly goals in picture. These planners, we will be purchasing these planners every quarter. One quarter of the year has how many months? Is it 3 months? Yes. So we will be buying this book 4 times a year. We will have this planner every quarter. So this first page is for your quarterly vision board. What do you want to achieve? January is already gone, so we have February and March. So February and March, what do you want to achieve in vision, like visually? So that means you'll have to go to the cyber, you'll have to go on Google, you'll have to go on Pinterest, download those pictures, have them visually, and paste them here on your planner. So anytime you're opening your grinding book, which is this planner, you look at your goals that you need to achieve by the end of February, and you get to work. Sawa sawa. So that is what to expect on the first page of the planner. So the second page of the planner is like it's like a table of content. All right, it's like success blueprint. It's like table of content, just to help you understand the things that are in that planner, because they might not be familiar to everyone. Okay, so making calls will be there. Sharing the business opportunity will be included there. Prospects and contact prospect and col prospect and collect new contacts will also be there, just to guide you. And then product sales or table of content will also be there. Follow-ups will also be there on the table of contents. Personal development will also be there on the table of content, just to guide you on what you can do to improve on your personal development. The other thing that will be on our table of content is the morning routine, which is the 7, is it the 7 out of 7? Let me check. Yeah, morning routine, which is the 7 out of 7, because now that we are getting into this recruiting game, we need to start our day in the right mindset, in the right way, and it's even better when we do it uniformly as Forever Kenya. Yeah, so the 7 out of 7 will be on our table of contents, and everything will be indicated, like what is 7 out of 7, what is number 1, what is number 2, what is number 3, up to number 7. We will also have 8 out of 8, which is the daily activities that you need to do. Yeah, there will be a checklist for the morning routine and also a checklist for the daily activities. So 8 out of 8 contains number of conversations started, contacts collected, new prospects to call, people I have shared the business opportunity with, prospects follow-up for new team members, follow-up for stable team members, and clients to call. So that is our daily activities, 8 out of 8, that will be included on the table of content. All right, so now let's go to starting your month. All right, let's go to starting your month. So we need to have monthly goals, right? We remember we have quarterly goals, but we also have monthly goals. So this page will help you to volume up with your upline. All right, write down, draw a structure of where you want to be at the end of the month. Draw a structure of you and your downlines, the CCs you're targeting to achieve, the CCs you're also targeting to help your team members to achieve, and then now the final tally, or the final number of the business that you want to achieve at the end of the month. And then now on the parts of notes, we will edit it and write down monthly this month's goals, the goals for February. Like, we'll start this book in February, right? So February goals, you will write them all down as you volume up with yourself, and then now you volume up with your upline. So this is the start of the month. In the month there are weeks, right? So we also want to arrange our business in terms of month, weeks, and days. So we are starting with the week 1, right? So week 1, you write down all your top 5 goals for the week, okay? And then products you want to focus on during this week, and then team trainings that you want to attend, team trainings to attend, and team trainings to promote. So you see the third topic, there is team trainings to attend or organize this week, or events to promote this week. So this will be merged to one. It will be merged to one topic. So it will be team trainings to attend and to promote, because there are trainings for yourself, right? For your team, and there are trainings that are done by your upline, and then there are trainings organized by the company. So when you write them down, at the end of the week, you'll come and check, okay, did I attend all the trainings? If you did not attend all the trainings, probably that is why your productivity is low. Probably that's why the productivity of your team is low. So that means you will do better the next week, all right? And then the last topic, the last one of team challenge stroke incentives you're working on, will be removed. So what we will put is CC goals for the week, CC target for the week. So that is how the page of the start of the week will be. So once we've planned our week, where do we go to? We go to now daily activities. Now we will have a page for every single day, 7 days a week, for 4 weeks. So this is what to expect on the daily pages. So number 1, there is today's to-do list, which is wake up time. We are trying to be people who wake up early, start our day early, plan our things early, so that we can also be productive, right? So yeah, this will help us with accountability, because at some point, let me steal what is it called? Let me steal Siri. Siri is called what in English? Yes, hata niwaibie Siri. Forever Kenya, we are about to start waking up early, whether you want it or not. Because our top leaders, the top leaders had a meeting, and we conversed about how we can start doing something early in the morning to help us with personal development. So you do not have an option. You'll have to start waking up early. So anyway, so waking up time, you'll have a place to do a checklist. Time to sleep, you'll have a place to do, to tick or to write. Morning routine, 7 out of 7. If you've done 7 out of 7, you'll tick. If it's 6 out of 7, you'll write there 6 out of 7. Tomorrow you'll do better. If it is 2 out of 7, tomorrow you'll do better. And then also there is 8 out of 8 business basics. Remember, 7 out of 7 and 8 out of 8 will be indicated on the table of contents. All right, so you'll be guided so that you know if you've done it or not. All right. So the next thing to expect on this page is number of conversations started, so minimum 25. So you can start these conversations on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. So you can do Facebook 5, Instagram 10, TikTok 5, yani whatever platform, and even offline or in matatus, in church, or whatever, as long as there are people. You need to start a minimum of 25 conversations, okay? So you indicate the number of conversations you've started. And then the next thing to expect is new numbers collected. So every single day we are targeting on collecting 5 new numbers, and then new prospects contacted about the business. So you also write how many from the numbers that you've collected or from the people that you started the conversations with. Minimum, at least you need to have shared the business opportunity, contacted a minimum of 5 about the business opportunity. And then from these people that you had contacted about the business opportunity, how many actually accepted, or how many actually did you convert to now prospects who want to hear about the business opportunity? And you are working with 10 numbers. And then the next thing is prospects to follow up. All right, out of these who have attended the business opportunity presentation, how many are you following up on? How many said they are a type A, they are a type B, they are a type C? How many are you following up on? So that is a minimum of 10. And then team, new team contacted. These are people who are already doing the business. Probably they've purchased a combo. You're doing what Gituku has taught us today. The exposures. Probably they purchased a mini combo. That is a new team that is still growing. And then now the stable team. Now this is like assistant supervisors and above. You need to contact at least 5 people. So we're trying to strike a balance between guests, new team members, and existing team members. And then on the back side of the page, this is what to expect. Customers. So on the customers category, there will be category A and category B. So there's new customers. These are new leads generated. Let's say you've run an advertisement and you've collected new leads. So a minimum of 5. The more, the better. All right. And then our existing customers, these are your VIPs. You've done a follow-up. Probably you sent a broadcast. Some have started conversing with you. So at least you need to converse with a minimum of 10 existing customers. Sawa sawa. And then the CC target for the day. And then when the day ends, before you sleep, you go and fill in. If your CC target was 1 CC and you did 0.5, you go and write 0.5. So that means tomorrow you'll have to do better. You'll have to do that, cover up that 0.5 that you did not do the previous day. And then notes. So here, maybe if your customer list spills over, you can come and write it here on the notes area. Or maybe if you attend a training and something you've had a wow moment from a particular training, you just write it down there, and you can always go and check it out later. So this is what to expect Monday to Saturday. Monday to Saturday. So the book will be made in such a way every single day has its own page. So Monday to not Saturday, Sunday, Monday to Sunday. So every day has its own page. And then now when the week ends, what do? We do a weekly review. All right. Now on Sunday evening, time like this before you sleep. Oh, today is not Sunday. Today is Thursday. On Sunday, maybe time like this before you sleep, you do a weekly review. Now you review those 7 days of the week, and you write how many numbers did you contact. Remember, the target every single day was 5, right? Collecting every day. We had a target of collecting 5 contacts, right? So you'll come and do the total calculation and write it here. How many people did you contact to book appointments with? or how many have you done appointments with already? You put the number there, minimum 25. How many people did you share the business opportunity with, or share the videos, recorded videos? How many people did you invite to the Zoom or do a face-to-face? Minimum of 25 as well. You write them there. And then how many new customers did you get this week from the leads? All right, how many new customers actually bought? Minimum at least 25. Remember, every single day there's daily there is a target of 5. So if it is you contact 5 daily, and with the 7 days of the week, that is 35. So you've just been given a minimum of 25 on the lower side. And then how many personal CCs did you achieve this week, and how many new CCs, new PC business? So this will be corrected. The one down, that last topic, it will be corrected to how many new CCs this week. Yeah, so you'll have a total of new business that you've done this week. Trust you me, doing this every single week, and you come and look at your tally, and it is 0, 0, 0, 0.2, 0.1, you will be forced to do better. So the next time you're doing a volume mapping with your with your upline, and you're telling them, hey, upline, my recruiting business is so low, you go with your planner. They just check your numbers. Okay, you are not collecting contacts. Oh, okay. On the business shared, you only had one person the whole week. I mean, that is why you've not recruited. That is why you don't have PC business. So yeah, this will really help us with accountability. All right. So, and then the last part is where to improve this week. All right, so that will be for every single week. After every 7 days, there will be a part for putting down your weekly reviews. And then at the end of the month, at the end of the 4 weeks, we will have this page as well. So we'll have a page for customer records for the month. Sawa. So customer records for the month, these are customers who have already bought, new customers for that month. So we have a minimum of new 25 customers. So this is also challenging us to generate new leads, to run advertisements for customers, to do launches for customers, so that we don't just recycle customers and sell to just VIPs alone. All right, so this section is just for new customers that you've converted, not leads, because you can run an advertisement and get 100 leads and get 200 leads, but out of those leads, how many actually bought, how many actually graduated to VIPs? So that is the list of people you'll be putting here. We'll have a number up to 25. All right, that is minimum. And then after that, because we are recruiting, we will also have a prospects pipeline list for the month. Prospects pipeline list for the month. Okay, remember, there are numbers collected, there are numbers of people you mentioned the opportunity with, and there are numbers of people whom you actually shared the opportunity with, and then now there are those that you're actually working with. Sawa. So this is where you'll be writing them down. So we'll have how many categories? We'll have 13 portions. So the first portion is for number. So we'll have a part for number. It will go up to 50. Okay. And then now, those portions, you see where there is name, phone number, date of encounter, like that. So we will change that. So what we will put is the exposures. So that we just checklist. We just tick. So the first part will have one-on-one stroke Zoom stroke WhatsApp stroke video shared. Number 2 will be business opportunity presentation, BOM. Number 3 will be date of registration and purchase. Number 4 will be rise of the entrepreneur. So when you do a one-to-one to someone, you'll just be ticking. It will not look exactly like this, guys. The partitions will be very small, very tiny, so that they can fit all these 12 items that I'm talking about here. So your work will just be ticking. I have done a one-on-one, all right, tick. I've done a BOM, tick. They've given me date of registration and purchase, tick. Number 4, I've given them the rise of the entrepreneur, tick. Planning stroke product orientation, tick. I've given them brilliant compensation stroke handling objections, tick. We've done call blitz, and I've taught them how to create a broadcast, tick. We've started preparing their social media pages and sites, tick. I've shared with them Jim Rohn, building your network marketing business, tick. I've introduced them to advertisements, tick. We've read or I've shared with them first in network marketing, tick. And then lastly, have they read GoPro or have I shared with them GoPro, tick. So this will be our checklist for all our prospects so that we can take them through a simple duplication system that they can also take through their new people, because sometimes we get stuck because they're like, okay, fine, I have recruited, now what do I do? What do I share with them? So this checklist will really make our work easy. Sawa sawa. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of my presentation. If you feel like your work will be made simpler, easier, and you'll be more productive when it comes to recruiting, type bazooka on the chat box. Type bazooka on the chat box. Type bazooka on the chat box. Bazooka on the chat box. Sawa sawa. So this is how our Forever Living Kenya planner will be looking like. We will definitely, it's currently being designed. All right. By Monday we will have the final design, and then by Tuesday we will have printouts. So please reach out to your upline manager. All right, please reach out to your upline manager. Also the final price of the planner will be mentioned on Monday as well, once our designer is done designing it. But roughly it will be playing around 900 to 1000 Kenya shillings. If it will be if it will go higher, maybe with very very small amounts. But if you look at it, this will be a worthwhile investment, honestly, that every FBO who is here should be able to invest in their business, because this is what is going to take our business bazooka. Sawa sawa, guys. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, every final information will be shared on Monday, and then from Tuesday onwards, from next week onwards, we will have these planners. So please make sure you reach out to your upline manager and tell her you need 1, you need 2, you need 3, you need 4, you need 5. That is after Monday, when the final price has been mentioned. So ladies and gentlemen, our business will definitely go bazooka. When we meet in Bujumbura, we will have amazing testimonials and stories of how our business has actually taken an upward trajectory. So yeah, that was it from me. I will let Emmanuel close the meeting for us.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Mr. Emmanuel, we can't hear you.
You hear me now?
Okay, better.
Thank you so much. Patience.
Your sound is bad, leader. Really bad.
Thank you. That's all the best.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can type it for us in the Forever Living the business community.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night. Oh, guys. Oh, Mr. Emmanuel, please don't close the meeting yet. We'll be doing this physically tomorrow in the office again. We will be doing this physically in the office tomorrow again. So during the product training that happens on Friday, we'll be redoing this training tomorrow again. Me and Gituku will be there physically in the office to redo it again. So please make sure you come to that training on time. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, good night.